everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I'm doing the Off the Board challenge for the month of November, and there's a great list of other crafters and scrapbookers who are also playing along in the description box below, so make sure you check them out. I took my inspiration from this really cool, I guess it was a December Daily album cover. It could have just been like any sort of Christmas-themed scrapbook album cover, but I really like the design, and since, December is next month, and we're starting to think about December Daily, I decided I would use this album cover to kind of scrap lift and create the first page in my December Daily album. And then while I'm talking to you about this process, I thought I would also give you a little bit of December Daily tips in case this is something that you want to do, because it's the end of November. If you want to do December Daily, you really should start thinking about it now. You don't have to have your supplies or photos or anything like that, but at least get a plan ready. So I think that's my first tip, is definitely, end of November, kind of start, at least decide if you're going to do it or not. And then if you are going to do it, you can start the planning process. A lot of people, there are different ways that you can do December dailies. And so what I have found works for me is that I need to start knowing what kind of an album I'm going to use. So that's my next tip for you. Once you decide you're doing December Daily, are you going to use a chipboard album? Are you going to do a 12 by 12, an 8.5 by 11, a 6 by 8, a traveler's notebook? There are lots of different ways you can do it. There's no right or wrong way. I like doing a smaller album for December Daily. So last year I did a 6 by 8 and I still had a bunch of 6 by 8 page protectors. So that's what I'm going to do this year. I like doing it smaller because it's something that I can keep out on display around the holidays. So we can look back on the previous year's December Daily. And it just lets me kind of create in a different format than what I usually do, which is 12 by 12. So it's just, an opportunity to do something a little different. So the original, what I'm scraplifting here for this that I found on Pinterest, they used flare buttons to create a Christmas tree. I didn't have any flare buttons. I'm literally I bought the paper pad from Michael's, so I have fresh paper, but all the embellishments are old stuff from last year and even the year before that. So I'm looking in my punched out paper scrap bin at circles that look Christmassy. So I'm going to make my Christmas tree out of punched out paper circles. Obviously, December hasn't started yet, so I don't have a photo to add to this. And I'm not totally sure where I'm going to add a photo, or if I'm going to add one at all. See, this is my next tip. A lot of people struggle with December Daily because they think they have to have a photo a day. So basically, they think they have to have 31 photos. You don't have to. Don't stress out about the photos. If you really want to have a photo a day, Pinterest has a lot of great photo a day, holiday themed prompts, photo prompts, and I've done that before. If you just want to take a picture of random stuff, the random stuff that you do during the day, or if you want to find a theme, every day has a thing, there are lots of different ways that you can do it. I'm thinking this year, maybe this is kind of inspired by Shamel. She has something called Journal Your Christmas, which is a different take on memory keeping. I'm thinking that if I come upon, I'll make my pages. If I come upon a day where I don't have any photos, nothing, holiday, Christmassy happened, I will just do some journaling and kind of write down a little bit about maybe how I'm feeling about this season, or maybe if I found a really cool quote, or I don't know, or do something like a top 10 list, my favorite songs, or the Christmas music playlist that I'm listening to right now. There are lots of other things that you can add to a December Daily that aren't photos, so do not stress about having a photo a day. You can also, and here's another tip, plan pages in advance. Like what I'm doing here, I'm prepping a page without any photo, and I'm just going to see what happens, and at least I have a page down, and then I can figure out where I want the photo to be later. So you can, put your pages together in advance. That's a great technique to do if you have the supplies. If not, you can wait until you have your photos and kind of see where everything needs to go and what you have. And you can do your December Daily in January. There's no rule that says a December Daily has to be done during December. I finished a December Daily once in June. So as long as it gets done. And also another tip, if it's getting to be too much of a chore don't do it. It's supposed to be something fun. It's supposed to be a way to just get those like literally daily memories down. So if you're doing it and you're like, oh man, I gotta get this page done, blah, then just don't do it. If it's not fun, it's not worth your time. All right. And don't worry about it. Don't stress that everybody else is doing it. You have to do one. Don't worry about it. You could even like save your time and maybe try like an October daily. I know a lot of people did that this year and do your, you know, fall Halloween daily things. That could be a different way to approach this sort of technique. And maybe that could give you some inspiration for doing a December daily. But yeah, I've never done an October daily before, actually. I've only done December daily, and I've done it for several years. I think 2000, I don't know, 11 might have been my first time. I'll have to go back and look. I'm going to try to remember to link some videos below of my previous, I did some, a long time ago, I did some like book flip throughs of previous December dailies that I did. And last year's, I think I did a flip through of last year's December daily too. So I will link those below, and you'll probably hear some of these similar tips. You know, you can watch them on mute if you don't want to hear me say the same things again. But just to give you an idea of different ways that you can do December dailies. I've done chipboard albums. I've done postbound albums. I have done D-ring albums, the like spiral bound, like notebook albums. So lots of different ways that you can do it. It's really up to what works for you. So back to this layout, because this video is almost done. I did my Christmas tree with the circles. I have this really pretty ribbon that I think came from, I'm looking at it right now on my desk, Lacy Bits from Fancy Pants Designs. That was in, I think, my October haul video. So I'm finally using that. I loved like the cream color. I think it looks very, it's kind of like doily-ish, but I thought it was like nice and, you know, classy for Christmas. And then on top of it, I've got an old Cocoa Vanilla Studio journaling spot that I'm popping up with foam dots, and then a pretty little studio phrase die cut that says "'Tis the Season" that I'm popping up on top of that. And then at the very top of the page, there's a little banner, because at the very top of the album cover, they also had like some sort of like banner journaling spot thing where you could, I don't know, do something. So I did want to have something very similar, but it didn't really fit to put it on the right-hand side of the page because it was too close to the tree. So I put it on the left-hand side, and I think it makes a nice diagonal line kind of between that little Look Who's Back banner and then the title of the page. And then I'm kind of going through looking for any small embellishments that I have where I could sort of embellish the tree and make it look like I'm adding ornaments. So I have some gem stickers from Honeybee Stamps, I think, that are part of my November Best of Both Worlds kit. And then some pretty little studio stars, some, what was that, Bella Boulevard, little hearts that were part of that alpha sticker kit. I have a snowflake chipboard piece that, oh my gosh, I got from Tuesday Morning probably 2 years ago. So I'm going to stick that down just to add a little bit of something extra to all those pattern paper circles that I used. And the one and the hashtag are actually from a pretty little studio. I think it was, I can't remember what it was called. It was last year's collection, and it's all numbers, a couple symbols, but it's a great way to put the date down on every page. I am going to say that if you are looking to get supplies for your December daily, now is a great time to start shopping, because a lot of manufacturers have deals, a lot of kit clubs have deals on put together scrapbook kits that have Christmassy things in them or holiday, wintry things in them. So this is a great time to start shopping for supplies if you haven't done so already. Off the Board happens the last Wednesday of every month. So thanks so much for joining us this month. I hope that this was inspiring for you. Let me know if you have any questions on the products, techniques, or doing a December daily in the comments below, and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time for another process video. Bye!